Today I wanted to show and also encourage to make apps feel a little bit more like video games by very simple additions that we can make to them. And to start, I'm just going to show you this Pioneer app that I think is super cool. You can see it, I can trigger it with like a keyboard shortcut, and has this like quick action picker with sound effects and everything. And you can imagine that this comes from like a video game. Like if you ever play like a shooter or something, you have like a weapons wheel where you can quickly choose your weapons or tools like in another game, and I can just like click on it and the app is open. It's like a super quick switcher. The app's name is Pioneer. I think they made it super nice. You can do also all sorts of things with this app. Let me just see what other commands it has. Oh yeah, it has this little player thing, and you see it has like this little sound effect when I hover over it. It also has haptic feedback when you use a touchpad. So when you're on your MacBook and use this, you will feel this. But okay, let's try to use this to play something. You can see it has this little effect here and stuff. You can still do the sound effect. Very well executed. I think this type of stuff is super fun, and I try to replicate this in my own apps that I'm working on. For example, in Futureland, we did something very similar, where we have this interface to track your habits. And once you do that, when you press down, you feel haptic feedback when you press down, but also when the bubble kind of like pops in that moment, you can also hear a sound effect. You can multi-touch, so you can track multiple habits at the same time, and yeah, it just gives this more lively feeling. Of course, you have to be careful. Not every app is like made for adding haptic feedback and sound effects to be like super playful. You probably don't want to have this in your banking app. They would get maybe annoying pretty fast. I don't know, maybe somebody should make a banking app with this kind of style. I think that could be interesting too, to be honest. Another example I have is my compressor app that I built. I'm just going to load some photos inside of here. And the sound effects here also try to be very subtle. It's just when you change a setting, for example, you can hear this little sound effect, or when you change this, and it's the same thing again. If you use your MacBook's trackpad, you can actually feel this. If you don't know how to do this, there is a very useful Mac API exactly for this. It's here. It's NSHapticFeedbackManager. It's very easy to use. Just give it a try. It's really fun. It's for the Force Touch trackpad only. I don't know. There is no haptic feedback in mouse in your mouse yet, but I think that would be fun too. But yeah, if you have a MacBook or like the trackpad, you can definitely have some fun with it, and especially if you combine this with a sound effect, it can be super fun. But I'm not an Andy Allen here, and I can already like critique my own app and say this was not like super well done, because as you can see, the sound effect here is always the same no matter where you go, and it kind of feels like a little bit annoying if it's always the same, especially if you use the app a lot. So I would totally recommend against that. Here's how you actually should probably do it. The Playdate as volume slider is a really good example for this. So if you change the volume, you can hear this going super silent, and when it comes back up, I think that's very well done. It doesn't get boring. It's super cool and fun. Of course, this is a game console, so be like careful where you put this in, but I just want to encourage you to play a little bit more with this kind of stuff, because I think it's cool and fun. I almost forgot, I also have a sound effect here when you click this little button here. That can also be a way, like if it's an action that is like not often being used, to just like spice it up a little bit. But yeah, let's close this and look into something else. There's also Ivory, the social media client that I'm using for Mastodon. There are many others. It's by Tapbots. They had like an amazing Twitter client, but that's a really long time ago. They also incorporated sound effects and haptic feedback in a way where it's not really annoying and you like really enjoy using the app through it. Like it feels more fun using the app that way. So for example, I mean, it's kind of lame, but let's just do this for now. If I like my own post here, you can see that it also plays a little sound effect, and on the iPhone it also plays this little haptic feedback, so it feels like super satisfying, just be like blooms, and you like something, it feels fun. The same thing here also, there's like different sound effects for if you post something and that kind of stuff. So I just want to show you these kind of examples just to inspire you, make you think about it a little bit more, because I personally want to see more of this stuff in the future in apps. I think it is super easy now to do that, even if you don't know how to. So give this a try, add some haptic feedback, combine it with sound. Don't always try to use the same sound, maybe use something like a ladder if it makes sense, or use multiple random sounds that can change a little bit, so the user doesn't always hear the same sound and is like super bored of it. But just trying to add these little things to an app can make it feel more like a game and can make it feel more satisfying and fun to use it. It's just more playful and whimsical. So yeah, please do that, give that a try. And if you're not an app developer and just enjoy using apps, I would be super interested about hearing what kind of apps you like, what kind of apps you think feel really good by using it because they use something like haptic feedback or sounds or something that I haven't even thought of. I would be really interested to learn about apps that just like feel fun to use, like almost like a game. Please share that with me.